Welcome to the podcast English Group 6.
This is Saki Remix.
Yo soy Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria. Plata o plomo.
Happy for watching.
Welcome to the podcast English Group 6 Inches, a podcast that discusses various legal issues in Indonesia. This time we will discuss a very important and always relevant topic, law and justice between norms and reality in Indonesia. This time we will discuss a very important and always relevant topic, law and justice. Let's introduce them one by one. First, there is Sister Novi Memory Lauli. Welcome, Novi.
Hello, Teto. Thank you to believe to share talk here. I'm so excited because I will be joining in the podcast. Thank you for inviting me.
Next, there is Bro Arisman Jaya Zendrata, a legal practitioner. Welcome, Bro Aris. How are you?
Good news, Teto. Thank you for inviting me.
Then, Sister Yevida Buleder, a human rights activist. Welcome, Vida.
Alright, thank you Teto. I am happy to be able to participate in this discussion.
Okay, to start we will discuss our big topic, namely law and justice in Indonesia. Sister Novi, let's start from the perspective of state law. Many people feel that the law in Indonesia is unfair, especially in the context of social and economic inequality. What do you think about this?
Okay, next question. Actually, Indonesian already has a very strong legal basic. Because Indonesia we have the 1945 Constitution with regulates human rights as well various laws to the that support justice. However, the problem is how the law is implemented. As Sajipto Raharjo said, law is not just text, but a tool to achieve justice. In Indonesia, we often see injustice in law enforcement, especially those involving those in power. For example, in corruption cases where people power can escape the clutches of the law. Okay.
That's right, Novi. If we look at the practice in the field, the law often acts as a tool to maintain the status quo, not to create justice. For example, in many corruption cases involving high-ranking officials, the legal process is often slow and non-transparent. In fact, in the law is strongly upheld, then no one is immune from the law, no matter who they.
Okay, thank you. Teto, I also agree with that. In my experience as a human rights activist, we often see how the law is politicized. Incidents such as human rights violations that occur during certain regimes or even in the current government are always hampered by slow or inadequate legal processes. For example, cases of violations of minority rights or cases involving large companies are often laughter or silent. Thank you.
Okay, I will also to add that this problem is also related to our justice system. Sometimes our justice system prioritizes formality and does not consider substantive justice. We must remember that the law should side the weak, not just maintain social order without saying real justice.
Okay, if we only prioritize the process without paying attention to justice for marginalized communities, then the law will only become a tool to uphold, not to uphold justice.
So, if we talk about law enforcement, can we say that the law in Indonesia is more reactive, not proactive? I mean, does our law only function when a major case is resolved? Really, in everyday life, the community feels that the law is not understood.
Okay, I think this is a valid criticism. The law in Indonesia is indeed more often reactive, only moving where the year is great pressure from the public or media. This makes the law seem as if it only waiting for a big moment to act. In fact, to create a fair legal system, we need comprehensive prevention and legal education. The law must be part of the culture of society, not just a tool of the enforcement when the fear is a problem.
Okay, that's right. And this is also related to the legal culture in Indonesia. Many people do not understand their rights in depth, and this opens up a gap for injustice. In many cases, people prefer not to report legal violations they experience because they are afraid or do not know the procedure. Therefore, legal education is very important from the basic level to the general public. Thank you.
Okay, and not only that, we also have to talk about the independence of our legal institution such as the police, prosecutor, and courts must be complete, free from political intervention. Otherwise, the law will only become a political tool used to strengthen current power. Okay.
Of course, we also cannot ignore the importance of the legal oversight. Institutions such as the Judicial Commission or the Corruption Eradication Commission (KPK), which can ensure that our legal system runs well. Without strong supervision, the law will be easily manipulated by certain interests. Thank you.
Thank you for your extraordinary presentation. I think incorporation is resolved to have a good legal system on paper. Its implementation is still far from potential. We can work to prepare the law for the concept of very less not justice. Thank you very much, Yofi, Ida, Aris, for your very beautiful discussion. Soon, this can be a session of us. See you in the next episode.